In today's portal era, it's always good to get reassurances. And the Red Raiders just got that as Chance McMillian announced that he will run it back for year number 2 out in the 806. We'll discuss that as well as the latest transfer portal target for the Red Raiders in today's video. Hey, how's it going, everybody? It's RC Maxfield here for the Back to 12 podcast. If you haven't already, be sure to like the video, hit that subscribe button, and turn on that notification bell as we are just a few hundred people away from hitting 10,000 subs here on the channel. Just an unthinkable number when I started this channel just under 2 years ago. Thank y'all so much for all the support and interaction here on the channel for these, daily updates for everything Texas Tech men's basketball. And that's why y'all are here, right? So let's jump right into it as Chance McMillian, the star combo guard for the Red Raiders, announced on social media Monday, April 22nd, that he would be returning to the 806, simply posting a graphic saying, run it back. And in this crazy portal era, you just like those reassurances, as I just mentioned in the open. And I don't think that this is surprising to really anybody, but even with this reassurance, we've seen crazy things happen in the portal. I don't think that that's going to happen with Chance McMillian. It's just good to see in this social media transfer portal era this confirmation almost in a way that he will be back on the roster. I don't think that there was any reason to worry about that, but now you have this on social, whether that was on Twitter, Instagram, wherever he posted it on social media. And now you kind of look at the Texas Tech roster, and we've done this a little bit earlier in some videos that we posted here on the channel. You got Darrion Williams, Chance McMillian, Kevin Overton, and Federiko Federiko. Kevin Overton and Federiko Federiko being the two transfer portal additions for the Red Raiders this far. You've got Kerwin Walton, Devan Cambridge, another guy that is announced on social media. He will return, Eemeli Yalaho, and then you have a couple of walk-ons in Jack Francis and Jazz Henderson Jr. as well. So overall, you're in a solid foundation state right now for Texas Tech, but you have to go out and you have to land a primary ball handler, if not two, in the portal, if we're being honest. Another big, and get as much length and impactful length as you possibly can in the portal. And there's still plenty of time. You know, you think about this from the perspective of Texas Tech last year when they landed guys. Darrion Williams was really the earliest guy that they landed, and that was really between April 14th and 18th. Everybody else was an addition post April 22nd. Okay, so you think about that. And again, I'm not saying you want to go into the summertime with 3 or 4 scholarships available. I don't think that that's, an ideal situation. But Texas Tech is in a solid foundation state, much better than they were last year, obviously, with Grant McCaston coming in. Now he's in year number 2. You're in a really good spot in terms of the foundation, but you have to go add some more impactful players, specifically at the primary ball handler position in the point guard spot, one coming off the bench and probably one in your starting rotation as well, another big, and just get as many lengthy guys you can on the wing spots in terms of the portal as well. All right, let's jump into the latest portal contact for the Red Raiders. And if you can't tell, my voice is a little hoarse. I was at the Dallas Stars game last night. Didn't go the way the Stars wanted it to, but it is what it is. Be sure to like the video, hit that subscribe button, and turn on that notification bell. And then let's jump into this latest portal contact. I woke up to a couple of texts on Tuesday, April 23rd about this player, and that is Andrew Carr from Wake Forest. He is 6'10", 220, has 1 year of eligibility remaining, started his career actually with the Blue Hens. Give you a second to guess where that is. Delaware. Shout out to Joe Flacco. He has played the last 2 seasons at Wake Forest. 13.5 points, about 7 rebounds per game, 1.5 assists, and shot 37.1% from 3 last year for the Demon Deacons. Now, versatile big that can play both inside and out. You knew that after hearing that 37.1% from 3, but he's physical. Don't get it twisted with that shooting percentage from deep. This isn't one of those, Dirk Nowitzki in his first year in the NBA type thing. He can play physical, and we'll talk about his game in terms of backing people down here in just a second. In terms of the spacing aspect of it, that's where he really thrives. 91st percentile as a cutter. 91st percentile as a cutter, as a guy that is 6'10", okay? Now, when it comes to his post-up game and his physicality, He ranks 87th percentile nationally, according to Synergy. He has a high basketball IQ on both ends and is really patient and knows where to have his hands readily available, whether that's in the pick and roll, whether that's as a cutter, a screener, whatever it may be. He keeps his hands readily available and ready to shoot at all times. Now, he can extend behind the arc, as I mentioned, 37.1% from three, and shot nearly 40% from the arcs, both left and right side last season, coming in at just over 39% from those two spots combined. Now, he also ranks 76th percentile, as a roll man in the pick and roll sets. And it's not just rolling, right? When it comes to Synergy and how they really divvy these things up, that also means pick and pop type stuff as well, where he fakes a roll, goes back to the three, ready to shoot off of the pick and roll. So he's really good there. I mentioned 91st percentile as a cutter, and this is really, in my opinion, where he shines from a basketball IQ perspective. He's so patient. He understands spacing. He understands that he can go on the block and use his size, but also where those soft spots are in the defense to have an easier look from three, or just have an easier look around the rim where he doesn't have to get beat up. He's really, really smart when it comes down to that. Now, defensively, he understands angles well, and he is really quick of foot, at least a little bit faster than I thought he would be, in terms of just watching a few Wake Forest games early on this year and then going back and looking at his tape. He has really good feet for a guy that, again, is 6'10", 220. Now, these quick feet allow him to get to certain spots effectively on the defensive end, and that shows in his block rate. Nearly a 5% block rate. Really anything over about 3.5% to 4% is really good. And he had a 5% block rate last season at Wake Forest. Now, when it comes to my opinion on him, right, this guy has to be a high priority in the portal for the Red Raiders. I think he would be a perfect complement to Fedi ×2 in the front court for the Red Raiders. He's a guy that gives the Red Raiders a different look offensively and really makes things difficult for teams on the offensive end and the defensive end due to his length and how quick his feet are for his size. Again, 6'10", 220. I've had multiple people reach out to me this morning and say, hey, that's a guy you need to know for Texas Tech. Does that mean they're getting close to landing a commitment? No, but he does add multiple new elements to this Red Raider roster, and he's near or at the top of my quote-unquote want list for the Red Raiders in terms of guys that they have been in contact with and shown heavy interest in the portal. So again, the name to know there is Andrew Carr from Wake Forest, a 6'10", 220-pound center, power forward. We're just going to call him a member of the front court. He has 1 year of eligibility left, transferring in from Wake Forest, and has 13.5 points per game, 16.8 rebounds, 1.5 assists, and shot 37.1% from three last year for the Demon Deacons. Again, the other big news for Texas Tech in this video is Chance McMillian announced that he will return, aka run it back, for year number 2 out in the 806. I am RC Maxfield, reminding you, if you haven't already, be sure to like the video, hit that subscribe button, and turn on that notification bell to join the largest group of Texas Tech fans here on YouTube. Almost 10,000 strong. Yeah, you heard me right. We're about 170 away from 10,000. 5 digits, people. Unbelievable. So join the most interactive community of Texas Tech fans here on YouTube. And if you haven't already, head on over to the Scarlet and Black Insider and join them today as well. Austin Massey, Jacob Harris, and myself are keeping you up to date on everything Texas Tech men's basketball on the hardwood, in the portal, and everything in between. And we're slowly ramping up football coverage as well over there on the Scarlet and Black. So join one of the fastest growing and most interactive Texas Tech communities on the internet over on the Scarlet and Black Insider. And hey, we'll catch you next time right here on the Back to 12 podcast channel.